us revisit this language and look at a couple of variations of this language. Consider this. It contains set of strings over 0, 1, not containing 101 as a substring. So x does not contain 101 as a substring. So remember, the strings that are rejected by this automaton, they will have this property. The one that is accepted by this automaton has a property that it contains 101 as a substring. The one that are rejected by this automaton, they will have this property that it does not contain 101 as a substring. So which means, what is L2? L2 is precisely sigma star minus L1. Strings that are rejected by the automaton is an element of sigma star minus L1, which is also an element of L2. So rejected by the mission L1 or M1 and accepted by the mission M2 are part of L2. So if you pay attention to this automaton, the one that accepts 101, so for a string x, after completely scanning x, if you are at Q3, what does that mean? The string is a valid string and we say accept. So after scanning x, suppose I am at Q2, the input is like 11110, then we are here. Our input is like 11100 followed by 10, we will still be at Q2. Or if the input is completely 1, then we will be here. And input is just 0, then we will be at Q0. It means if I am at Q2 or Q1 or Q0, after parsing the x completely, the input x completely, what does that mean? Such a string is invalid, or it does not contain 101 as a substring. Suppose after scanning x, if I am at Q0 or Q1 or Q2, which means they have the property that none of them have 101 as a substring. Fine. So now that's precisely what we want. When we talk about L2, we should stop at Q2 or Q1 or Q0 and should not stop at Q3, because if I stop at Q3, I will see 101. So the automaton that I design should terminate at Q0 or Q1 or Q2, but not at Q3. Such an automaton will have this property: strings accepted by the automaton does not contain 101 as a substring. And now that we have motivated this problem from two perspectives, and this also tells you L2 is simply sigma star minus L1, or L2 is complementary language to L1. So simply flip a final state of L1 to non-final state, and non-final state of L1 you flip it to final state. So which means the automaton becomes like this: Q0, and a non-final state will become a final state. No change in the transition. Everything else remains the same except switching final states and non-final states. On reading a 0, you go to Q2. On reading a 1, we go to Q3, 0, 1. On reading a 0, we come over here. So now Q0 is a final state, Q1 is a final state, Q2 is a final state. No change in the transition. So on reading 0, we stay here. On reading 1, we go here. Some more ones you can read. 0, on reading a 0 come back, 1 go to Q3, this. So now this is precisely our mission accepting this language. Okay, so the mission M2 accepts L2. So now for this automaton, what are our final states? They are Q0, Q1, Q2. Since the start state is also one of the final states, epsilon belongs to L2, which is correct because epsilon does not contain 101 as a substring, which should be accepted by the automaton. And it accepts epsilon, it accepts 0, it accepts 0, 0, it accepts 0, 1, it accepts 0, 1, 1, 1, it accepts 1, 0, it accepts 1, 0, 0, it accepts 1, 0, 0 followed by a 1, and all of them have this property. Okay, so this is, but it is giving you a larger message. You have constructed an automaton for recognizing a pattern. So the pattern could be at the beginning or at the end, or it could be at the middle. So you can say it begins with a pattern P or ends with a pattern P, or pattern P occurs as a substring. So it occurs somewhere in between. Then the complementary question is design a mission not containing pattern, maybe at the beginning or at the end or in the middle. So to construct such a mission, the easiest thing is do not try constructing for this directly. Instead, construct the automaton containing P and flip final to non-final and vice versa. This way you get an automaton for the complementary question. And so this tells you that if you can construct a mission for deterministic finite automaton for the language L, one can also construct the deterministic finite automaton for the language L complement. So if you treat this as L, then this one is L complement. If L exists, then L complement exists, and vice versa. If L complement exists, then L exists. This is another example of a finite automaton where number of final states is more than one, so it is a set of states. So having seen couple of languages and their equivalent finite automaton, here is a larger message. So we are given a language which is a subset of sigma star. Not just that, L has this property. So L has this property. What is this property? The property is the following. L respects some property. So it could be a pattern P. So it could be a pattern P, and this one, it is occurring at the beginning or at the end or contains. Okay. So it can occur at the beginning or at the end, or the pattern P is contained in this. So which means pattern P is occurring as a substring. Most importantly, the pattern P is finite. Something like 110, 101, 0101, 1101, something like this. Okay, so when we ask for a question like construct a finite automaton containing P, or P is at the beginning or P is at the end, what was the larger message? The message was you may get to see a pattern followed by some string over the alphabet. So it could be any string over, it could be any string over sigma. Or if it is at the end, pattern comes at the end, then before that it could be any string over sigma. If it is between, then to its left and to its right we have this property that it is any string over sigma, any string over sigma. And then we ask a question like not containing the pattern P. We observe that this one is equivalent to constructing sigma star minus containing P. And now easiest way to construct is construct this automaton and flip final to non-final, non-final to final. That way things that are accepted by this will be rejected and rejected ones will be accepted by this automaton. So then the way we do over here is first we construct a deterministic finite automaton or a non-deterministic finite automaton accepting just the pattern P, meaning base string 101 or 1101, and which is why I demand that the pattern has to be finite, because being a finite automaton you are allowed to have only finite number of states. If the pattern is infinite, then just to recognize the pattern P you need infinite number of states, which is not possible using a finite automaton, because by definition it allows finite number of states. Suppose P is infinite, for example you say it contains 1111 something like this. Suppose the pattern is this. Now how do you design automaton using finite number of states? Okay, and with finite number of states you won't be able to recognize or accept an infinite pattern, correct? Because the notion infiniteness is not well defined, right? And how many number of ones are here, that's not defined properly. Okay. So focusing on this question is not a nice one, which is why we focus on these patterns of this type. Most importantly, pattern must be finite. Only then you can design a finite automaton. And something to the left and the right or something like this, you can manage with the states that are used for P. Okay. In some cases you may need couple of additional states, but we will still be in the finite zone. The moment pattern is infinite, because the notion infiniteness is not well defined, we won't be able to say that this can be accepted using finite number of states. Okay, and what will happen? You may say, let us loop over a state, but it will accept this infinite pattern, but it will also accept some other patterns which are not part of this. So that would be the problem if you simply loop over a state to capture the infiniteness. Because when you loop over or when you have a cycle in the design, naturally you get to see some strings that are accepted by the automaton are infinite in nature if the cycle involves at least one final state. Fine. So this tells you one can design a finite automaton non-deterministic, deterministic for a finite pattern that can occur at the beginning or at the end, or it is contained. So that's the larger message from our discussion, from the case studies that we have seen so far. Now, larger question is this. So can finite automaton recognize a pattern P? And where is this P coming from? P is a finite pattern. P belongs to sigma star. It is a string, right? So which means it is an element of sigma star, or you say P is a string over the alphabet sigma. Fine. So now the pattern is finite in length and it is a string over sigma. So one can always design such an automaton. So the larger question is constructing finite automaton respecting property P, and the property P is finite and property P is a string over sigma, then answer is always S. Okay. Can FA do this task? So can finite automaton accept this language? What is this? L consisting of set of X such that X is a string over sigma and X as some property. Okay, X has some property. Property is containing pattern or beginning at the pattern P is at the beginning or at the end, and so on. So it has some property. The property is pattern P, and P is finite and P is a string over sigma. Okay, now it could be any P, and as long as it is finite and it is an element of sigma star, one can always construct a finite automaton. Now one can also say this property could be not containing pattern P. Answer is S. So now this is like a pattern matching question where the pattern has some specific property, meaning it should be finite and it is an element of sigma star and so on. Now let's look at some other pattern matching questions and ask whether a mission like finite automaton can it accept. Then apart from pattern matching, what other questions the finite automaton can answer? So all that we shall explore, and this one tells you that this is one computing power. Like this we will discuss couple of case studies and then extract a larger message like this, and in the process you get to understand the computing power. Slowly we'll get into the limitations as well. Okay, and let's explore more about finite automaton in subsequent lectures.